guest will be presenting the Storyteller of the Year award. The award itself is a one and only personal creation, personally crafted by the Moth's longtime friend, Jonathan Adler. Let's give him a round of applause. Presenting the award is someone who has directed and supervised iconic music on countless productions, including Spring Awakening, Camelot, and the current ART production of Gatsby. Cannot wait for that. Please welcome our honorees' great friend, Kimberly Grigsby.
Thank you for having me here. Okay. I usually am in the pit doing this, so language. 35 years ago, in the fall of 1989, my junior year at university, I experienced the personification of electricity for the first time. The magical quality that can't be taught. The essence of a star. This magnificent human, André De Shields, had come to our school for the semester as a visiting professor, director, and choreographer. Generously, graciously, sharing his wisdom and experience, he challenged and inspired everyone to strive towards authenticity in the telling of a story on stage. For me, he ignited a passion for telling stories through music. Where I was a piano performance major, classical music, and often the theater department doesn't talk to the music department. But they asked who wants to play the piano for this production of Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. And okay, that sounds like fun. And so I went and just played through the first rehearsal, and at the end of the rehearsal, André came up to me, Kimberly, have you ever conducted an orchestra? No. Would you like to? Okay. He's like, nobody from no faculty member from the music department wants to be the music director. I want you to be the music director. Okay. So that the thing is, when André De Shields asks you to do something, you say yes. Hence me being here today. And so we did that together. And he goes like that, and there's sparks coming out of his fingertips. Like everything is deliberate, everything is with purpose. And he taught all of us that, he taught me that, and 11 years later, I found myself in the pit of the Formanti, participating in the joyful telling of that story, supporting André in his Drama Desk and Tony-nominated portrayal of Noah Horst T. Simmons. Hit me! André De Shields has been blazing through the world fearlessly, with elegance, as a master storyteller since his 1969 debut in Hair at the Shubert Theater in Chicago. In addition to the Formanti, his celebrated Broadway credits, spanning over 50 years, include the title role in the original Company of the Wiz, Ain't Misbehavin', for which he received a Drama Desk nomination and an Emmy Award for his performance in the television broadcast, his Drama Desk and Tony-nominated portrayal of the Jester in Play On, and Hermes in Hadestown, for which he won the Drama Desk and Tony Awards, as well as the Grammy for the past Whether it is in a theater production, a cabaret setting, a poetry reading, a lecture, when André communicates, everyone pays attention. He is always entertaining, but undoubtedly there will be a shock or two as he encourages audiences to receive the experience from a different, thought-provoking, and maybe uncomfortable perspective. To quote André, bring the heat, because you can affect the temperature of the room, and therefore take it out and possibly affect the DNA of society. It is with pleasure and the greatest of honors that I present the Moth 2024 Storyteller of the Year Award to my mentor, my colleague, and a trusted friend, the glorious André De Shields.
Why didn't you tell the story of being naked in the bathtub together?
I've heard that story.
It was the opening night, we had pizza. The next morning I was called to the dean's office. Mr. De Shields, we don't. What was the word he used? Cavort. He was Danish, just learning English. We don't cavort with our students. Good evening, my beautiful siblings. Ubuntu. Ubuntu is a word borrowed from the network of Bantu languages spoken in southeastern Africa, which means I am because you are. It's okay. My name is André De Shields, and I am a reforming artist, not a conforming one. My pronouns are king, legend, icon, and Broadway deity. Once upon a time, a long time ago, but not so far away, there was a little malnourished but fat colored boy growing up in Baltimore, Maryland, who dreamed that one day he would come to New York and be a star. Because if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. However, if I had not first made it in Baltimore, I never could have made it in New York. Because it was in Baltimore that I learned about radical courage. Me against the world. I learned that, and this is a cosmological truth, I know it sounds strange during this era of Anthropomorphine, stress, where every encounter is referred to as an existential crisis. But what I have learned is that nothing happens in nature without purpose. So when I was growing up in Baltimore, my father, who thought of himself as a singer, would sing this song around the house. just sing a few lines of it. Cold, empty bed, spring's hard as lead, pains in my head, feel like lead. What did I do to be so black and blue? Which became the show-stopping song in Ain't Misbehaving. So he planted that seed in me, not knowing that 50 years later, it was going to serve me. In the 60s, one of my favorite songs was sung by Wilson Pickett, the wicked Wilson Pickett, right? I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour. That's when my love comes tumbling down. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour when there's no one else around. I'm gonna kiss you, girl, and hold you. I'm gonna do all the things I told you in the midnight hour. Oh yeah, oh yes I am. It was my audition song that got me the role of the Wiz. My favorite song that my older brothers who had a doo-wop group would sing was done by the Soft Tones in 1955. And it goes something like this. Just like a moth around a flame, I'm burning with desire, and my heart is on fire. I've got myself to blame. I'm like a moth around a flame. And here I am tonight, receiving the Storytelling Award from The Moth. I told my Moth story at the Walter Kerr Theater on April 25th, 2022, and it was the first time that the Moth held its earth-shattering event in a legitimate theater. That's true. I learned many things during that process, but the one thing that I carry with me on a daily basis is that we are the stories of our lives, whether we tell them or not. But we must tell them because they are a medicine for the souls of those who are lost, lonely, last, and least. It's the best medicine in the world to tell your story and allow someone's heart to be healed by hearing that as different as we are all the same. We are humans trying to figure out our presence, our path. our power and our purpose on the earth plane, on a planet that's ruled by gravity, that won't let us go until we have learned what we've come to learn. And this is it. We all wake up in the morning with a default consciousness. And some of us adjust it by drinking coffee. Others do it by having breakfast. Some people do it by having an energy drink. I do it by going to the mirror and saying to the person who is looking back at me, I will always cherish you. I will never forsake you. I will do with you what the spring does to the cherry trees. Thank you.